Hey guys, Mike here with another episode of Community Spotlight, and today I got the privilege of introducing my good friend who I've been working with for 12, 15 years now.
Yep.
Edwin Davino with House America Financial. So Edwin, welcome to our
Thanks,
episode.
Mike. It's always nice to be with you.
Now, the world of mortgage could seem scary at times. It's an unknown for many viewers out there. Let's simplify things today. Let's talk about the new programs that's coming out, especially going into 2024. Everyone's scared, like, is the market going to crash? Are the rates going to go to 9%? So let's kind of address these things.
Absolutely.
Put people at ease and just have a conversation.
Look forward to it.
So let's talk about 100% financing. I heard it's coming back. Is it back or is it coming back?
No, it's back.
It's back. Okay,
Yeah.
so I've been around since 07, 08. 100% financing is what caused the real estate market crash back then. What do you think is different with today's 100% financing compared to what we had back in 08?
No, Mike, it's a very good question. And I think the main difference is back then, if you had a pulse, we gave you a loan.
Sure.
100% financing, right? With no income verification,
Okay.
right? Because it was a stated income, right? But now, with this 100% financings, you have to show 2 years of tax returns.
Okay.
W-2s, pay stubs, tax returns, bank statements, right? And it is a community program. It's really there to help people out who really don't have the down payment and they want to take advantage of this program.
So they could afford the payment.
Absolutely.
However, they just don't have the down payment.
Yes, and you know, with the inflation and everything else, a lot of people may not have that 5%, and if they even have the 5%, maybe they want to spend it on the house that they're buying, the remodeling, and so on and so forth. But this way, it's basically 100% financing. So that's the major difference. Income verification versus no income verification back in 2008
So
and
it
7.
puts people at ease knowing that it's not going to be the same thing.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, what are the requirements for this 100% financing?
Well,
What's the FICO score?
FICO score, we can go down to, I think, even 660 FICO score. So it's that. And then also, there's an income limitation. If you're making $500,000 a year, you're not going to be 100% financing. So income limitation, depending what census tract you buy in, and if you are a first-time home buyer or you're not a first-time home buyer, there are differences in income.
Okay.
So let's just say, I don't want to confuse everybody here because there are so many income limitations.
Sure.
But let's just say it's $148,000. $148,000, and it depends where.
Household income or per individual?
It's just household income.
Okay.
So household income. So it depends where you buy. And so let's just keep it at 148 because there's so many different income limitations. I don't want to confuse people. But if you have any questions, just give me a call. I'll go through it. But let's say $148,000.
Okay.
And I think with and by the way, the limit of the 100% financing is right now it's the conforming low balance, which is $726,000. As you know, at the end of November, loan limits they change, right? Fannie and Freddie, they come up with the loan limits. So right now we're doing a lot of conforming low bal at $750,000, and I have a feeling that towards the end of November that limit might be $750,000, $755,000. So the $726,000 in about another couple of weeks may go up to $750,000.
Okay, so from our end as the real estate agents, we need to figure out which areas they could find a property for $750,000.
Correct. I mean, exactly. Yeah, I mean, again, it's for people who want to buy a property nothing against Beverly Hills or Century City or or even Glendale, right? But again, it's not for people who have the money, but yet, this is only it's for people who don't have the money.
Working class that want to become homeowners.
Absolutely. Yeah. Maybe you can buy a condo for $726,000.
Actually, that's a good point. Good point. Very good. Talk to me about this grant program. So I'm hearing about a $15,000 grant program that might be rolling out. So what's going on?
Well, the grant program, it was a $25,000 grant program, and then we had that. We did a couple of loans with the $25,000 grant. It was really, really good. It was towards closing costs.
Okay.
So it was really amazing. People were been getting in, and they were paying no closing costs because we were using the $25,000 to pay for their closing costs, and then we were using portion of the $25,000 to buy down their rates. And then I did many loans in the time that the rates were at 7, we were giving rates at 6%, and the buyer wasn't paying anything because we was getting a grant. So the $25,000 went to $15,000. Okay. So it's still better than nothing, right? And it's a grant. That means you don't have to pay it back, right? You don't have to pay it back.
Nice.
Then it ended. It ended for about 2-3 months. Now it's back. So basically, the borrowers will get the $15,000, right? And they could use it towards their closing costs, right? And again, not everywhere you could do that. It depends in the census, the minority census tract, and also it's income driven as well. So if you're making $500,000-$600,000 a year, you're not going to get the grant. Okay, it's really a community program. It's designed to help people who really want to buy a house, and we're here to help them out.
Which is great. I love these programs because it gives the people a fighting chance to become homeowners.
Absolutely.
You know, everyone's dream is to become a homeowner. So
that's the dream of ownership, right?
Exactly. And what other programs are out there? Is the Cal HFA coming back?
Yes, college, the shared depreciation program, right? Yeah, shared depreciation program. It's coming back next year. Okay. Probably March, April, it will come back. But it's not what it was when it came out, right?
Good. That's good. Because
that was like, that was lottery. Seriously, that was winning the lottery for people who really got to use it. I'm so happy for them. We were able to do 10 or 11 loans, help 10 or 11 buyers, and happy for them. So this time around, it's going to be different. This time around, first of all, it's a lottery based. So first what you will do is you get your pre-approval, and then you send it to Cal HFA, and Cal HFA, it's a lottery. They're gonna take your name out, right? And once they take your name out, a lotto, right? Then I believe you have a couple of months to find a house to use that.
So help me make sure I understand you correctly, because last time around we would make offers not knowing if our client was going to get the funds. So what I'm understanding is now you will know up front if you qualify for it, you're going to have funds. Is that what I'm understanding?
You qualify for it, right? Okay. And you put your name in there.
Sure.
And then they will pull a name out. If your name is pulled, then you could use it.
When is it pulled though? Like, help me understand.
Well, it's coming out in March, April.
Yeah, when it does.
Yeah, but we don't know yet exactly when how the system is going to work out, because there were meetings and so on and so forth. So this time around, last time was $300 million.
Correct.
This time around is $255 million, right?
Last time around was gone in what, 10 days?
10 days.
So 7 days.
Exactly. Now, last time there was no limit on how much they were giving. This time around, they're putting a limit on it. Okay. And also, they're putting a limit on the maximum purchase price of the property as well. Again, they did what they did. I think there was a fantastic gesture from the Cal HFA, right? But they learned from it, and they said, yeah. I mean, you just learn from it, right? So now they really want to again help people who really need the help, right, to do it. So
what's the limit now?
I think the limit on the loan, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is $150,000. I believe, or 115, one of them, because it's not 100% out yet.
Sure.
And also, there were talks that the maximum purchase price is $800,000 as well. So we will get a little bit more information going forward, and also, when you do the numbers, $255 million, if it's $150,000, let's say it is, you divide that by that, it's about 2,000 to 300 loans. And it's for all California. And this time around, they may say, you know what, we're gonna give only 350 units to LA County, 200 units to Orange County, 200 units to San Bernardino County, and Northern California. So
that changes.
I'm telling you, it's winning the lottery again. So we'll see what happens.
Let's switch gears to something I'm very excited to talk about. 5% down for 1 to 4 unit owner-occupied property. So talk to the viewers. What is this program? How does it work? Let's go for it.
As you said, I am doubly excited as you are. Because, by the way, this program comes out the week of November 18th.
Okay, so around the corner.
Around the corner, in about a week or so. So right now, let me kind of tell people, backtrack as to what it is. So right now, when somebody wants to buy a duplex as an owner occupied, they have to put 15% down.
15.
15, 1 5.
Okay.
Right? Now they can only put they can put only 5% down. So that's a big difference. So on $1 million a duplex, you had to put $150,000 down, and now you can put $50,000 down, right? So that's a big difference. The bigger difference is on a triplex or a fourplex.
Okay.
If you wanted to buy as an owner occupied, you had to put 25% down.
On a 3-unit, 4-unit.
Yeah.
Correct.
Now you can put 5% down.
Wow.
That's huge.
Absolutely.
So I did a number, for example. Someone can buy a 4-unit up to $1,470,000. I think we can find 4 units, right? With 5% down. Instead of 25% down. That's a huge difference. And again, I really think Fannie and Freddie came out with this to really help out people who they have the income but yet don't have the funds. They don't have the savings, but they can make the payment.
Let's be real, it's hard to collect that fund.
Very hard.
You have your cost of living.
Absolutely.
You're making great income, but to save that $200,000, $300,000 while still trying to, support your family, it's tough.
Absolutely. So that's exactly why they came out with this program. So I'm really excited because we're there to really help people out who really want to buy. In essence, it is an investment property. It's an owner occupied, but it's an investment property.
And it's a smart way to go too.
Yeah, because you will occupy 1 unit and you'll rent the other 3 unit. And with the rents right now, who knows? Maybe you can your own mortgage payment will be very little.
Yeah.
So it's a very exciting news.
Nice. It's in November 18th.
November 18th, the Monday of it's rolling out. And the price, the interest rate is not that bad either.
What is it?
The interest rate, I mean, I did some
What's
kind of...
bad nowadays, right?
Well, no. Right now, if you want to buy a fourplex, 25% down, conforming low balance, not high balance, right? You're looking at probably at rates of 7.5, 7.5 rate, give or take, with a point or so, right? I was doing a pricing a couple of days ago on this because we could still do the pricing. It was around 8.125.
Okay.
So it's not bad.
Well, a little higher rate, but you're putting less down.
I mean, you're putting 20% less down, right?
Yeah,
so it's really not a bad rate. So I'm really excited, and I think for this you will see much more activities in for up to 4-unit residential
I like that.
properties. That's very exciting.
Speaking of rates, what's your take on these rates? Everyone's like, 8%, 9%. I know rates came down recently, right?
Well, rates came down right
As
now.
of today's recording.
Yeah. Who knows what's gonna happen on Monday? Who knows, right?
But what do you think is gonna happen next year?
Yep. Fingers crossed. I think from what I read and collectively what I read, what I see, whatever, I think rates will be lower next year.
Okay.
Come maybe
Q1,
Q1.
Okay.
Q1, Q2 by probably 1%.
Okay.
That's my humble opinion.
It's an opinion.
It's an opinion, guys.
Don't call us next year.
Yeah.
You told me it's going to be.
So I think there's a good possibility that rates, if they're let's say 7.5 right now, might come down to 6.5 or 6.75%.
Do you think we'll ever see 3s again?
No,
I know for sure we're not.
No, not. I at least not in our lifetimes. Yeah.
If we do, that means things are really bad.
Let me tell you. Yeah. If we don't want to see that.
We don't want to see. Exactly.
We don't want to see that because if rates are going down, they have to. As a matter of fact, I was reading something today. If Federal Reserve starts cutting rates down, pricing will probably go up, but we have to say we can't start partying because there might be an underlying issue that economy is not doing great. That's why we're cutting down the rates, right?
Correct.
So
usually with the recession, they always
but again, we will see. The question was, I think rates will go down, especially because it's an election year next year, and I think thanks for the Federal Reserve, that it seems like they have control. They reduced the inflation, so let's make it perfect tsunami and everything else together, rates will come down and everybody will be happy and there will be more refinances.
A balance.
Yeah. So
I agree.
that's what I'm
Okay.
thinking. Yeah.
Talk to me about DSCR. So what is DSCR and how does it work?
Yeah, DSCR, it's been around for a year or more, okay? It's called debt service covering ratio, okay? So it's only for investment properties, okay? Somebody wants to go buy an investment property, duplex, single family, duplex, triplex, fourplex, okay? And we're talking about, today we're talking about residential programs only.
Sure.
It's up to 4 unit, right?
Okay.
And we don't verify income tax returns.
Okay.
And we just need 2 months of bank statements for where the down payment is coming from and reserves. Now, what is a DSCR? DSCR has different layers of DSCR, okay? So DSCR, their basic parameter is if the rental income covers the PITI, that means the payments, principal, interest, tax, and insurance, 1-to-1, boom, that's it, you're done. You get the loan. And however, let's say that the rental income, okay, does not cover the payments. Even if it's 25% negative, there's another program called DSCR, but it's a different layer. It could be 25% negative, and you could still get the loan, okay? There is another layer of DSCR. Yeah.
Layers of mortgage.
Layers and layers and layers, right? There's another one that is basically called DSCR no ratio.
What is that?
Like, that means,
I know what it is.
yeah. No ratio, that means if the borrower puts 25% down, right? No matter how negative the rental income is, they'll still get the loan. As simple as that. Now, the differences, you probably ask, well, what are the differences? The differences are basically the interest rate.
Okay.
I mean, of course, if it's 1-to-1, you get a better rate. If it's only negative 25%, you get a little bit higher rate. And if it's negative more than 25%, 50% negative, 60% negative, of course, you're going to get a higher rate.
Okay.
That's the difference between them. And a DSCR, if it's a 1-to-1 or it's only 25% negative, you can put 20% down.
Okay.
But if you want to go with no ratio, the minimum is 25%.
Now you said reserves. How many months of reserves?
It depends how much is the loan amount. Is it below 1 million, between 1 to 1.5, or 1.5 to 3? It depends. But let's just say anywhere from 9 months, 12 months, or 18 months, depending how the size of the loan.
So here's what we mean by reserves. Your PITI.
Exactly.
Right? You need to have 6 months, 9 months, 12 months of that in the bank
That's it. At the time of closing,
at the time.
that's it.
Could that be a gift or it has to be your own money?
No, it has to be your own money because it's an investment property.
Exactly.
Good question.
I get these
Good question, Mike. Good question.
All right. So what's this 20% down investment property, 12-month bank statement?
And I'm
Just
so
on the topic of it.
yeah, so glad you brought that up. Okay, right now, if you want to buy an investment property, a duplex, triplex, fourplex, okay, you have to put 25% down.
Correct.
Okay, that's with full doc, right? We have a program that with only 12 months of bank statement, you can put only 20% down, and that's huge. I mean, somebody wants to buy a, let's say, $2 million 4-unit, right? Well, 25% is $500,000, right? But they still have to do some remodeling, this and that and that. Well, with this program, they can put 20% down, which is $400,000, right? And keep that $100,000 to the remodeling and so on and so forth. So I think that's really, really good for investors. 12 months of bank statement program.
Basically, programs for everybody out there.
Absolutely.
One might not fit your criteria, but the other one will.
Absolutely. You said it right. You said it right.
I'm going to kind of switch gears because we're going to go to our closing here.
Sure.
You and I are friends. We've known each other 12, 13, 14 years. You've been working with Martin probably
20 over 20 years. Yeah.
Exactly. Talk to the viewers that don't know you because there's a lot of great loan officers out there.
Absolutely.
What makes you different? Why should they call you?
Well,
I know why, but
yeah.
I want them to hear from you.
You know, I tell you, first of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about that. There are a lot of good loan officers. Not a lot. I would say, really, not a lot of good loan officers.
There's a handful.
A handful of good loan officers.
True.
And I think all of us are friends because we know one another, right? my reputation, as you know, on the street is if Edwin says the loan gets done,
It's done.
the loan is done,
Yep.
right? And I don't like to waste anybody's time, and I don't want to waste my own time. I look at a file, it's a case, right? And I look at a file that there is somebody, it's not just a number, it's not a loan number, it's not just numbers. There's somebody behind the file. There's a family who wants to buy this beautiful house, then they want to live in it.
That emotional.
That emotional
connection.
thing. Let me tell you, at the office, my own staff, they call me Mr. Red Cross.
Wow.
You know, so I give them the best rate that I can, and I really spend time with my borrowers. Whoever leaves my office, they're so well educated about different programs and what they have to do to qualify for the loan. So that's who I am. If I say it's going to get done, it's going to get done.
That's the one thing I really appreciate about you is because the transparency.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't qualify, you're not going to give them the false hope that, hey, I'll get your loan done. Because then they get emotionally attached and then they get disappointed and it makes me look bad, makes you look bad.
Absolutely.
But you're full transparency. You tell the borrowers you're qualified. I have that peace of mind knowing that it's a done deal. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that about you. I know the community, the other agents in town appreciate that about you. So
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Edwin.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, my friend.
All right, man.
And if they want to reach out to you, what's your contact info?
The best way to reach out to me, it's my cell number, 818-585-8283. My office is there, but the best way to just give me a call on my cell or text me. I'll be there for you.
Any questions? Not nobody's being pressured to buy now.
No.
Get educated.
Absolutely.
Call Edwin.
Thank you, Mike.
Get educated, call Edwin. I like that.
Hey, that's a good one.